Hello and welcome to GoKind.com. We're glad you're here. My name is Billy, and in today's short video, we're going to open a discussion up about how the kindness of God provides a way of freedom from bondage. So look forward to it. Stick around. So what exactly has God's kindness provided to us? That's kind of what we're exploring through these videos. How has the grace of God made life better for us, to those who have received it? I want to encourage you today that if you've experienced any kind of bondage or any kind of addiction that you've had difficulty breaking, that the kindness of God is the answer that you've been looking for. If you read in Scripture, according to Romans chapter 6, verse 14, Paul says this to the Church of Rome. He says, "For sin shall no longer be your master, or it shall not have dominion over you, because you are no longer under the law, but you are under grace." Now, Paul is starting to allude to something that we haven't really been able to open a discussion about. But Paul's alluding to the idea that there are essentially two systems of doing life. One is a covenant of law, or being under God's law, which is the old covenant. And the second way of doing life is being under the new covenant of God's grace. You see, under the old covenant, it was all about self-effort and self-performance and self-sufficiency. But under the new covenant, the new system of doing life that is provided to us by Jesus Christ and His goodness and His grace, we get to live under God's supply, His sufficiency, and His ability. You see, Paul is telling the Church of Rome that sin shall not have dominion over you. It's not going to have control over you when you are not under law, but you're under grace. You see, one of the things that God's kindness and His grace will provide to you as you journey into it is freedom from sin. It's not something that you have to muster up. It's not something that you have to behave for, or you have to do all kinds of religious and pious acts. No, simply by being under the new covenant of God's grace and kindness, God will begin to loosen and break away the chains of addiction and bondage that you've experienced. So when you see somebody who's actually struggling against some kind of sin, or maybe even living in sin, is a Christianese term that we have when somebody has decided to continue to live against God's best for them. When somebody is living that way, according to the Scripture, it's not because they've been receiving the kindness and the grace of God. It's because they're actually living under law. They're living under a system of doing life that is apart from the grace of God. You see, the kindness and the grace of God is exactly what you and I need to live a life of freedom. So when we talk about the kindness of God, we need to know that it will absolutely lead us to our best life, which includes being free from all the entanglements and the bondage of addictions and other things that hold us back. So again, this is just opening a discussion about what the kindness and the grace has done for us. I want to encourage you to continue the discussion with us, either online or in person at one of our GoKind campuses. And I want to encourage you again to continue to walk out this journey with Jesus and the kindness of God. Go kind, friends. We'll see you again.